So, welcome to another video. I thought I'd do a little video on how to get a really easy homemade wrap mix just from stuff you can buy at your local shop. I know that there's been some issues in supply chain and people worried if they can't get their normal pre-made mix online from places like Wrap Rations, who do a wonderful job, and there's no reason to stop buying from them at all. But if there was if you're ever in a pickle, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to buy stuff at the shops that you would probably never even think of. So I'm just walking down the road here in Sheffield where I live, and we're just going to go to a couple of shops. So it is Sunday, and so quite a few shops are shut, but I'm hoping I'm still going to be able to get what I think I can get. So I've got my mask ready, and yeah, let's go shopping. So the first shop we're going to go in is this one. It's called Pet Zone. It's just a normal kind of average pet shop that is kind of privately owned. It's not a chain or anything, just a pet shop that sells kind of various different things. So we're going to go in and have a little look and kind of see what they have that we might want to buy. These sort of places are really good. They quite often will order things in for you if you want, so it's always worth asking to see if they can order in something like Harrison's Banana Brunch or Mr. Johnson's Supreme Rabbit. But I don't actually know what foods they have in here that we can use as a base mix, or even maybe suitable wrap food. So let's go and have a look. This pet shop's got some quite nice big wooden houses and some bendy bridges. In fact, I think I'm gonna get one of these big bendy bridges. So we have Breeder Select cat litter. That's really good for using your litter trays. It's just exactly the same stuff as Back to Nature. And so here we have a selection of food. So we have here a few different things. So I can see here they actually have some banana brunch here, and they also have Supreme Rabbit Mix. This is also suitable and really good for a wrap mix. So for making our wrap mix today, sometimes actually it's good to blend a couple of different ones. So I think we're going to get a bag of this banana brunch for today to see for our wrap mix. So let's pick that up. And let's see what else they have. So they do have some Back to Nature and some other beddings as well. They do sell the Supreme Rat and Mouse mix, but it is better just to make your own mix. None of the commercially available mixes are much good for you really. They do have Sound Selective. This is also a really good mix if you wanted to get it for an emergency. I don't really like nuggets for a full-time diet, but it is very adequate if you were just wanted to pick something up, but it's really quick and easy. And you can also add it to a mix as well, just to add a bit of variety. So let's go and have a little look and see what else they have. So I'm over by the bird seeds. So we've got a few different wild bird seed mixes here, and then some different food here that we can have. And I've not been in this pet shop for ages, and there's actually a really good selection. So I have had a little look at the back of some of these. They are pretty, all of them are okay. They've got millet and different things in, but having a little look. This parakeet cocktail mushroom food. I think it's got a nice mix of seeds in it. It's got lots of millet, sunflower seeds, red millet. It's also got hemp and buckwheat, linseed, and all the other types of seeds that I like to look for in it. So brilliant, I think we'll get that. I also noticed here that they do have egg food, and I've never actually seen this in a shop in the wild, so I'm going to pick this up for my rats as well. This can be really good to use as a protein source, really good to use for baby rats as well, so let's grab that too. So I just need to interrupt our regular broadcast just to say how weird is it that this place is called Second Girlfriend, that's open. Well, it's not open. I think it must have been due to open due to COVID, but what a name. Next we're going to go into Wilko. So every town and city in the UK has a Wilko near enough. We're only in a suburb of Sheffield here in Hillsborough, and this is only quite a small Wilko, but let's go and have a little look and see what they've got for us. So here we are in Wilkinson's. I can see here there's quite a lot of bare shells, but we've got here some dried worms, like dried calcium worms, which I've never actually seen. I've never seen dried calcium worms, but we have some dried mealworms here as well. These calcium worms are actually recipe, so let's have a look at the difference in terms of protein. So these are lower in protein. Let's have a look. So this doesn't even have a calcium constitute on it, and this does have calcium in it. So actually I am so interested. What's the fat? 29, so they are higher in fat. So I think this would be a nice addition to our mix. I've got some of those at home. In terms of making your base mix, Wilkinsons do have a few options. So this Rabbit Pea Feast muesli is really good. You can use this as a base mix. I use this quite a lot as a base mix. It's really reasonably priced as well. So this big bag is actually only £2 for this big bag, so we'll definitely pick that up. They have this fruity muesli as well, which is just higher in sugar. You can mix the two together, but I wouldn't want to put too much of that in. It's got lots of nice tasty bits, but not very healthy, a bit too high in sugar. The last place we're going to go and have a little look is just in Home Bargains, another shop really common to find in the UK. Sells a bit of everything. You never know what you're going to get when you go in there. It always is changing and different, so let's go and have a look and see if we can get the last few bits we need to finish off our mix. Okay, just got back home, so I thought let's go through what we've managed to get at the shops and see if there's anything else that we need that we can find around the house for our mix. So we have got, so what I got from Home Bargains, as I didn't show you as much there, is, get that out of the way. So I bought this kale, so this is not for the mix, but they do this kale, it's really good value. It's only like, I think it's about 80p, these bags of chopped up kale. I buy these all the time for the bar. It's really good if you live near a Home Bargains. I bought these rice cakes, so you've got to be careful with rice cakes, is because they are, in fact I've just realised I picked it by accident. What I meant to pick up is actually this, which is just the slightly salted ones. So you want to be careful, you want them to be as plain as possible. So they do say lightly salted, but they have like a tiny amount of salt in them. So I'm not too worried about these ones. You've got to be a bit careful. You don't want to make sure everything's got salt in, but just these lightly salted ones with like the tiniest bit of salt in them. Like if I've tried eating these, they don't even taste salted. That's how little salt's in them. But these are really good to add to your mix. The other thing which I think people do find quite difficult is the dried vegetables and herb portion of the mix, and this is from Home Bargains as well. I buy this quite a lot, and this is called Dandelion Salad. It's actually made by Rosewood, which is the same company that make Herbs Plus, so I'm pretty sure this is near enough the same stuff, made by the same people, but it is like half the price. So one of these bags, I think it's about £1.80, and yeah, and I think Herbs Plus is about £4.50 normally, which I think is really expensive. So I always get this as well from Home Bargains. So as well from Home Bargains, we wanted to get some of the human bits of our mix. So we've got some oats, and I also picked up some dried pasta and some Weetabix. So you don't need to get as much as this. Only one or two for a bit of variety would be absolutely fine. I like to give as much of variety as possible in my mix, so that's why I have got essentially 4 different processed carbohydrates here to add as part of our mix today. But you wouldn't need to do as much of this, but more the merrier. And I think all of these items, from these 4 items here, the most expensive one was this packet of Weetabix, and we're not going to use the whole packet in one mix. We're going to use like way less. So this will last quite a long time as well if you're just using it for your mix, or you might just have Weetabix around the house that you've got for your breakfast cereal anyway. So yeah, that's our processed carbohydrate portion of the mix. So we'll put that aside. So what else did we pick up today? So we picked up this I picked up this from the pet shop as well. It's not very important. So I picked up these dry calciworms. I've never used calciworms in my mix before, so this is going to be a new addition. They are higher in fat, so that's something to be aware of than the normal mealworms. However, they have got a much higher calcium in them as well, so this would be a nice way of adding a bit of extra calcium to the mix. If you've got rats that do struggle with their weight, you might want to leave this out. So I think I'm going to make a calcium worm free mix for one of my groups of rats who are a little on the large side, but the rest of them will be really good and good for babies as well. So for base mix, which I think people worry about, I think people worry you have to buy big massive sacks of base mix like rabbit food, which you don't at all. So this is the Wilko green pea. This again is under £2 for that bag, and that is, if you've only got 1 or 2 rats, that is absolutely loads of food. What else we picked up today was when we went to the little pet shop, is they actually had Harrison's Banana Brunch already sectioned up into a bag. I can't really, oh, it does have the price on it, £2.95, so this was more expensive than the Wilko green pea. But it's nice to have a couple of different options in your base mix. Again, it's just adding variety to the mix. It's all good stuff. So what else we found is we found egg food, which people who are familiar with Rat Rations mixes will notice they use egg food as a protein source in their mixes as well. I've never actually seen it in a bag like this, just in the wild, so I've picked that up. This was £5.99, so a bit more expensive, but you won't need to use the whole bag. I think a bag will last quite a long time as we're using it as part of a mix. The other thing I picked up today was this bag of parrot food. So this is actually made by Walter Harrison's, the same people that I think make Banana Brunch. This was £6 for this, well £5.97 for this big bag. They did have a smaller bag which was obviously less money. And this is a really good seed mix here. It's got millet, sunflower, red millet, canary seeds, oats. It's got safflower seed, hemp, buckwheat, oats, again naked oats this time, linseed and niger seed in it. So it's got a really, really diverse mix of seeds in there. Lots of nice seeds that are going to be really good. I always add hemp and linseed to my seed mixes anyway. So you can pretty much make do. I use things just as easy as wild bird food that you can get from the shops. That's absolutely fine. But if you can find something like this that's got higher quality seeds in it, then it is better. So yeah, this was a good find. So that's everything that I have bought today. The other thing that I brought up as well is because I didn't see any while I was out, and we should have checked in the pet shop itself, because I bet they would have had more choices for a high quality dog food. I did have a little look in Wilkinson's and in Home Bargains, and they didn't have any today, which is really annoying because they do sometimes have some high quality dog foods in, but those shops are kind of pretty hit and miss with what they have in sometimes. So this is one I picked up a while ago and I've been using for a little while. So this is a Purina salmon one, and what you're looking for when you're looking at dog mixes is you want to look on the ingredients and have a look and see how much good stuff is actually in it, and I want it to say what ingredients it has in it, not just animal derivatives, which could be anything. So in this one, this is salmon, and it specifies including the head, the bone and the meat. It's also got oats in it. It's got some dried chicken protein in it, some barley, some rice, and some sweet potato. So I can see all the ingredients in there. I'm happy that they're all nice ingredients, and the benefit of adding dog food is they are normally fortified. So this one has got no wheat, corn or soy. It's a grain-free one, and so yeah, I think this was a good find. I think this was from Home Bargains when I bought it originally, but they don't have it in at the moment. So let's have a little look. So